Well, hello, YouTube. It is I, Big D, coming to you live and in person. It's Tuesday morning, and I'm going to answer a question I've been getting asked a lot of. What is the difference between courier driving, medical courier driving, hotshotting, and cargo or sprinter van expediting? Well, the biggest difference up front will be cost to get in. The cheapest will be couriering or medical couriering. They're the same price. Or the most expensive, hotshotting. Let's go with couriering first. Medical courier, courier driver. You can use a small car. I've talked Kia Soul. You can buy a used one, good shape, $6,000. Okay, there you go, $6,000. You're in the car, and you can use the car for personal use. You know, you can drive it around when you're off work and do your grocery shopping and go to the mall and play your putt-putt or whatever you do. Okay? The insurance is going to be basically your insurance you have normally. So, it's cheap. The next cheapest will be cargo and then sprinter van expediting. A sprinter van is a load board classification, in case you're wondering. It's not a Mercedes Sprinter. There. So when you hear the term sprinter van, it doesn't mean you got to go down to a Mercedes dealer and spend $60,000 for a van. A sprinter van is also a Ford Transit high top extended, or the ProMaster high top extended 3500. Those are on the load board considered a sprinter van. Heck, a Nissan NV 3500, I think it is. That's also considered a sprinter van. High top, you can hold 2 skids. The most expensive, and you can get into those for, some companies will let you take used ones in. You can get used ones in the 30s. News, high 40s. Some expedite companies require you to have a van that's 3 years or newer. That would be Barrett Direct Line. Their new standards are 3 years or newer. The industry standard's 5 years. Barrett has high standards, which is why you get into Barrett, you've done really well. A little plug there for the former company I went with. Excellent company. Can't say enough good about them. If you wanted to get into expediting in sprinter vans, because they will not take a cargo van. A cargo van's like your Ecoline series, the Chevy, what do they call those things? Express vans. Your old cargo vans, you know what I'm talking about, a cargo van. It's not got high top. It's just kind of more of a flat top all the way across. And those are cargo vans. And they're a dime a dozen. I don't recommend you buying one and going out into expediting in it. First of all, it's uncomfortable to live in it, because you will, and I'll get into that in a minute too. But the freight limitations on it, Barrett will not even accept that. Outstanding company. You're treated like family. Wouldn't hesitate to go back. And if I ever get out of this, that's probably what I would do. The most expensive, hotshot. I know, sounds crazy. You got to buy a trailer. Those things are up to about $20,000. And you're going to have to buy the truck, and you're going to have probably 3/4 to a ton pickup. And you're talking between $50,000 to $70,000 for that truck. And they're going to take a beating. Now, true, you're going to make more per mile. You can get up to $250 a mile in a hotshot. But when you figure up the truck and the trailer, and you're pushing almost, you're talking almost $100,000, $90,000. If you get a new one and get a good one, which you're going to need, and by the time you buy all the ratchets, the tarps that you're going to need, the bungee cords and all that stuff you're going to need to secure the freight and cover it and everything else, yeah, you're going to be up there. So that's the most expensive. Which one pays the most? Well, it's obvious. Hotshot. Which one pays the least? Well, that's obvious. Courier. Which one's in the middle? Sprinter van expediting. Cargo vans, the rates are not that good. but you can get a cargo van cheaper, so that's, it's all relevant. Now, what's the next difference? Well, in expediting and hotshotting, you're actually going to spend the night and sleep in those vehicles, which is why you'll see a lot of them driving the quad cabs and the hotshots, the 4-door, and I'll take the back seat out and put a bed back there. In the Sprinter vans and the cargo vans, they actually build a bed that can fold up to let freight in. And, you can put TVs in them and stove, refrigerators. I had all that in mind. Bed, TV, VCR, heaters, air conditioners. Try to be comfortable out there. As a courier, you don't need any of that because you go home at night and go to sleep. The other two, expediting and hotshotting, is OTR, over the road, which means you're going to pick up, say, I'm here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. I could pick up and I have here too, picked up in Jeffersonville as a expediter in a Sprinter van and took it to Laredo, Texas. Out I go. As a courier, 100, 150 miles, a couple hundred maybe, at the most, because it's generally same day. Expediting and hotshotting can be multiple days. So, the highest paid one will be the hotshot. They pay up to around $250 a mile, I hear. Oh, and also I've heard this. You can rent a truck as a hotshotter. Yes, you can. It ain't cheap. But if that's what you choose to do, hey, more power to you. I know there's people who are doing it. I know a lot of them are getting out of it. I mean, you got to think about it. You got all those tires. I mean, you got, it's quad cab, you got a dually in the dual axle in the rear, or, you have 4 tires in the back and 2 in the front. That's 6 tires. And you got the trailer tires, and they, 9 tires, 2, 4, 6 tires on that. So you have a lot of tires, and they go bad all the time. So, it's expensive. When you get into Sprinter and cargo vans, 4 tires, and your car's 4 tires. Now, those are going to take 10-ply tires on the Sprinter and cargo vans to hold the weight. So you're going to be pulling weight in expediting and also in hotshotting. You're going to be moving weight. Medical and a courier, not so much. I mean, the boxes I got back there weigh 2-3 pounds. And right now I'm sitting on how many? I got 5. 5 boxes, folks. That's it. I got 15 pounds back there. Woo, man, I'm loaded to the hill today. And when I pick up here in a few minutes, I might get 6, so I can end up with 30 pounds there. So I can end up with 45 pounds. Woo-hoo! Yeah. So how are the pay differences? Well, in courier driving, you're going to get paid by the job or by the mile. Which is best? It all depends on how they pay. Expediting in vans, by the mile, between 50 to 95 cents. If it's the cargo van, look in the 50s. The high end, 95 cents a mile. Also, when you get the hotshotting, go from 90 cents to $2.50 in that range. Who makes the most money at the end of the day? Well, see, that's hard to answer, but when you break down all your expenses and everything, what you're paying out in the gas, I mean, couriering in van, say a Sprinter van, and the transits get about 17 miles per gallon. I'm getting 27 in my van as a courier, and I can do this in a car, by the way, but I like the van. I have more opportunities. If something big comes along, I can throw it in. And hotshotters get about 9. And they're running diesel. We're running gas. We don't have DEF systems and all that and DEF fluid. So these are all the things you have to look at. Which one's right for you? Well, those are the differences. Vehicles, cost to get in. The last 2 are going to be over the road. As a courier, you're going to be home every night, generally. So what's the right one to get into? I make, and clear about the same, as Alan does as an expediter. And when you wash all the cost out, and how's that possible? Well, I don't have a $150 a week van payment, and I don't have a $150 a week insurance payment. That's $300 a week. Times 4 weeks, that's $1,200. I got $50 insurance. Van's paid for, only paid 10 grand for it. So I have a very low overhead, and I'm doing the same thing. So I don't have all that cost going out. I don't have to make $1,200 to break even. Point to the Courier. But then again, the jobs will pay less. And I do more of them. They pick up a load and go to Laredo and make, a couple grand. Take out their expenses and stuff. But they also sit a lot. Hotshotters sit too. So, and they have a lot of labor involved in their work because they bring out the crane, set the pipes on your flatbed truck, and then you got to ratchet all that stuff down, cover it with carps and all that. You don't get paid for this. Well, some get a little extra, but for the most part, they don't get paid. Securing the freight you have to do anyway, so. But there are some who do get paid for it, just so you know. So, you got to decide, A, do I want to go over the road? The answer is no. It's courier driving. A medical courier handles medical supplies, specimens, the little tubes and stuff. They put the specimens in, the little bags and all. You move that. You take it to the doctor's office. It's 20 miles away. Drop it off, pick up their specimens, take it back. Simple as that. A centrifuge, which is the thing that sits on it and spins it, they ain't very heavy. You may move one of those. You put it in the bag, take it out. Okay? That's pretty much it, is what you move. I mean, there's all kinds of other stuff in there, the boxes of supplies and stuff and vials and stuff. I mean, but for the most part, it's not real heavy. The other stuff can be automotive parts. You can move a fender, tires, exhaust, that kind of stuff. You can Napa, pick up some supplies, go into one of their stores, they need it right away. You've been into like AutoZone, and, hey, it's at our warehouse, our truck can bring it over later. Well, if they need it right away, they'll expedite it over with a courier. Or they may be contracted to have couriers to do all their deliveries. A lot of them have their own, but a lot of them will use an outside courier. Or if they're moving stuff from warehouses, say in Columbus down to Cincinnati, rather than them have a fleet of trucks, they hire couriers when they use box trucks because it's cheaper. If we got an expediter do it in the van, they're going to charge an arm and a leg. As a courier, it's cheaper. So I hope this is some help to going over the differences between the three. Cheapest one to get into, courier driving, either medical or hauling anything else. Basically, there's no difference in those two except people, well, I'm a medical courier. Okay, you handle medical supplies. Why that's said a lot is because there's always medical stuff going on. Okay? So there's always work. The next one would be cargo van, sprinter van, hotshot. The pay is hotshot, sprinter, cargo, courier, medical, or anything else. That's how the pay structure works. You'll have to decide which one's best for you. No one can decide that for you. It's easy for people to sit back and say, hey, I'm making $1 gazillion out here. That's not true. It sounds good. It's clickbait. It gets you to watch their channels. I got this box. I went there over here, $100. Got another box, $100. Got another box, $100. I made $500. That's bullcrap. Anybody on this channel who's doing this work will tell you it's BS. But it gets you to watch their channel, see, that you want to hear that. I call this the no bullshit channel. Why? Because I'm not going to bullshit you. I've been out here for almost 14 going on 15 years now. Most of it is courier. I have expedited in a van, so I know what that's like. About 3 years of that. Succeeded in both. Made 6 figures in both. I tell people all the time, listen to people who've done it for more than a year or two. Some of them haven't even done it for a week yet, and they're giving you advice, which is, well, hell, some of them haven't even picked up a load yet, and they're telling you how to do it. And that's even funnier. I want you to understand that there's a lot of people giving advice. Yet, I don't see too many of them posting their paychecks or their washouts. I did that on another video. You can go watch it. And I'm going to do it again. I got a new camera. Well, it's actually a Osmo 3 gimbal kind of motorized thingamabob for vacation. And I'm going to use this on the phone where I can actually track my movements and stuff and all that. So, any questions, leave them below. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. It's Big D saying let's go make some monies.